What's up, guys? It's your boy Cielshock from Cielshock Racing Squad. I'm a teacher here in Noobworx. And before I start my video, if you guys are interested with my band royalty apparel with this kind of cool ass design, I got this Cielshock shield design, and obviously the familiar Cielshock logo design right here, band royalty. If you guys are interested with that, Print Nation and Game Buzz, I have the link at the description below. You can buy my stuff over there with their online shop. Alright, and also if you guys are interested with 90s clothing theme, young clothing, look at this, if you guys are interested with the 90s clothing theme, I got the link at the description below. So lately I've been getting a lot of message on my inbox on my Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel, and people have the same exact question, and let's hear them from them.
Boss Cielshock, si Jet from Your Clothing. Just a quick question. What is Boxstock Category?
What's a Boxstock Category?
What is 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 Boxstock Category?
What's Boxstock Category?
What is Boxstock Category?
What is Boxstock Category?
What is Boxstock Category?
What is Boxstock Category?
What's Boxstock Category?
What is Boxstock Category?
What is Boxstock Categories?
Hooty hoo! What is Boxstock Category?
What is Boxstock Category?
What is Boxstock Category?
What is Boxstock Category?
What's it Boxstock Category?
What is Boxstock Category? What is Boxstock Category?
So there you go, you heard it all. It's all about Boxstock Category. So what is Boxstock Category? Alright, so Boxstock Category is a very interesting category. It is raced by kids and adults. In some places, Boxstock Category is together with the adults and the kids. They don't separate the category. And in some places, they also separate it. Like in New Jersey, they have the kids Boxstock, which is the junior class, and also they have the adult Boxstock. Alright? So why do we separate it? Because some places think that it's unfair to kids because of the level of, in tuning the motor or decision making or whatever. But some places also have more kids than adults, and some places have more adults and less kids. So some places put them together because they said it's Boxstock, so it's pretty much even. And in my opinion, it's pretty much even because some parents are building their kids' car anyway. So in some places, it really depends on what place you race. In Boxstock, they let kids and adults race together. But here in East Coast, mostly, we separate kids Boxstock and adults Boxstock. So if you guys are wondering, when did I started racing Boxstock? I started racing Boxstocks at the end of the 2015 when I got back to the hobby, and it's very interesting because it's pretty even. Because it's straight out from the box. So people get confused with Boxstock because they think they can use other kits because they think if it comes from the box, they can use that in any race. But we gotta clarify everything about that. But first, we gonna tackle what kind of mini four-wheel drive series you can use in Boxstock. Alright, so let's talk about the series that you can use on, when I say series on Boxstock Category, it's the series right in the bottom of the box. To show you example of that, I have a Gunbluster XTO here, an FMA chassis. It's a fully cowled series. And this one is a Yaris. And it's a pretty new one. It's a Pro Series. So that's what the series is. So all the usable series are pretty much all of them. It's like the Rev Series, Pro Series, Racing Series, Super Series, Full Account series, Aero series, Mighty series, or the RC series. All right, don't get confused with the RC series, all right? Because RC Mini 4-wheel drive was made way back in the early 2000s, and they are pretty much remote controlled. You can control the speed, and you can lower the speed with that on a remote control. But if you're racing box stock, you can't use that remote control, and you're pretty much just using, obviously, the stock motor, and then it's like basically stock car without the remote control. So RC series, you can also use it. I don't have one, but you can also use it in box stock races. All right. So if you guys are wondering what kind of the kits that are not allowed for box stock, it's pretty simple. So no special series. Let's say the starter kits like this. Also, Evo chassis or Evo kits are not allowed, like this. And just to make it simple, any kits with any tune motor, because some kits, they are released with some tune motors like Atomic Tune, Rev Tune, Torque Tune, who knows. But any kits without a white end bell motor is not allowed. And if you are very persistent using star kits and Evo kits, you will be
DQ. DQ.
Let's talk about the motors. There are two kinds of motors that we use in box stock racing. It's the single shaft motor and the double shaft motor. There are three companies that manufactured Mini 4-wheel drive 130 FA Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive stock motor. It's SMC motor, Mabuchi motors, and STD motors. Blue end bell motors are not allowed, or you will be
DQ.
Blue end bell motors are strictly not allowed because when Tamiya releases some kits before with blue end bell motor, they're a little bit faster compared to the white end bell. Yes, they are a little bit faster, and it's kind of close to the Rev Tune 2 specs. So that's kind of like cheating. So you will be
DQ.
Alright, so there will be some other brands over there with the white milk cap like this, end bell like this. So those are the end bells. Alright, so there will be some companies with a different brand, and that is strictly not allowed. Only the three companies that are allowed, like this, like the Mabuchi mode. I think this one's a Mabuchi, if I can read it properly, but it won't show you in the camera. If it's Mabuchi, should be clear right there. You see? Yep. And there are some companies that is not Mabuchi, and then not STD or not SMC, and also that is not allowed, or you will be
DQ.
There is strictly no modification allowed in box stock. You can't cut, you can't trim, you can even smooth in your transmission. So all you have to do is snap on, grease it, break in your stock motor, and you're ready to go. There's no modification allowed, no plates, no bearings. It's pretty simple. So one thing you gotta remember, 3-7-1 gear ratio is not a box stock gear ratio. Alright? It's not a box stock gear ratio. So also, that is not allowed, or you will be
DQ.
There are two kinds of box stock races. One is a strictly just box stock kit, no mix match, no whatever, just straight out from the box. And two is the one that you can mix match parts. It's called advanced box stock. And I know some racers right in the West Coast doesn't do that, but here in the East Coast it's pretty popular. We do it in New York, we do it here in Connecticut, we do it in Virginia, and we mix match parts as long it's out from the box. And there's also one thing that people get confused sometimes, the aftermarket parts that you are allowed to use in advanced box stock. One example is this Thunder Dragon kit. You can see the Thunder Dragon kit have a plastic double rollers straight out from the box. So not all kits have that double roller plastic, but it's black. So in advanced box stock rules, you are allowed to use the aftermarket double roller plastic rollers because it's the same thing. It's the same plastic thing. So anything that comes from the kit and you can buy it as a HAPA part, you can use in advanced box stock. And I know it's not as popular as the actual box stock, but there's actually a second box stock category. It's just not that big.
Hey Cielshock, tell us more about box stock.
So let's talk about some exceptions. So in box stock racing, there are some exceptions too. So because if we're limited to box stock race, let's say a car fly off and then the car is damaged, let's say roller is missing, we can use a different color rollers or a different color chassis as long as it's the same material. You gotta take note, it's the same material. So let's say I have this kit, right? It's a Gun Blaster XTO. So pretty much in this part is like ABS, right? So this is like an ABS car. There's no hard tires or whatever. So let's say this kit, those blue plates broke, right? If I have a red plate, it's the same ABS plastic. I can snap it over there and put it back and you can go back to racing. As long as it's the same material. Or else, you're gonna be DQ. So whatever kit you have, if it's ABS, you gotta replace it with an ABS. If you have a polyoxymethylene rollers on that kit, like these are polyoxymethylene rollers, and you have to put another polyoxymethylene rollers from the same chassis, FMA to FMA, MA to MA, or MS to MS. So that's basically the exemptions that you can use in box stock. But again, it depends to house rules. Every house rules are different. So some people doesn't allow it, but most of the time they do. And last but not the least, let's talk about batteries. There's only 3 kinds of batteries. It's the nickel metallic hydride battery, nickel cadmium battery, and alkaline batteries. Again, it depends on your racing center or your turf what kind of batteries are allowed to use, because some people or some racing centers allow different kind of batteries. But here in the US, it's just standard nickel metallic hydride, nickel cadmium batteries, and alkaline. And I know in some racing centers, it's just strictly alkaline batteries. So it's all on their discretion. It's up to them. One odd question that I've been getting from the racers is what kind of track layout should they use on a box stock race? I mean, you should be creative. You can do whatever you want. Because if you do the same exact layout all the time, it would be boring. And there would be only one chassis or one kit will be dominant. So explore it. One recovery straight, high banks, double dragon, single slope, tabletops, digicurve, chicanes. You can do whatever you want. When it comes to rules, it's just pretty much standard 3 laps. Some turfs do 6 laps and some do 9 laps. It depends on the house rules, but usually it's standard 3 laps. And when it comes to entries, some places let you allow entry multiple cars. Some people let you just use 1 car. Some people have no loser's bracket or second chance heat. It really depends on the racing center. There's really no official rule when it comes to that. Some people do re-entries, especially in the Philippines, or a single entry on some turfs. It's your discretion. You know, it's your racing center. It's your discretion. Due to some kits required painting, box stock racing, mini 4-wheel drive painting is allowed as long as you're using Tamiya paint. So next time somebody asks you,
What is
box stock?
What is Boxstock Category?
you know what to say. To sum it up, box stock is pretty fun, pretty competitive. It's not just for adults, it's just for kids. There's no sure win. And this is Cielshock from CTUSA Mini 4-wheel drive racing squad. I'm a teacher here in Noobworx. We learn from you, you learn from us. Always race humble. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Peace.